welcome to the Podketeers podcast, episode number 200. I know I've said this before, but I'll do my best to keep this short, mainly because this is a special extended episode of Podketeers. Originally, we had our plan to release the episode and then do a special episode for the FGP Squad, our Fairy Godparents on Patreon. But we wanted this episode to be special because 200 is a big milestone. So ultimately, we decided to release it as one mega episode. I didn't add reverb, but I should have. It would have been awesome, right? But yeah, some time ago, we did an episode with Disney Trivia, and it was super fun. And so in the first half of this episode, we talk about some stuff that we experienced during the opening of Pixar Fest, some park news, and in the second half, we play some Disney Trivia. It was super fun for us to record this mega episode. I'm getting better. So we hope that you guys enjoy it as much as we enjoyed recording it. Also, there won't be a huge blog post for the episode, but please make sure to check it out over at podketeers.com/200 for some links and pictures that we mentioned throughout the episode. Also, we're rapidly approaching our 4-year anniversary, but my brain likes round numbers, like 200, right? So 200 episodes really is something special. So I just wanted to say thank you to all of you, because really we could not have gotten here without all of your support. This is normally where I would plug becoming a part of the FGP Squad and Amazon, but this really is a much longer episode than usual, so I'm going to let you jump in shortly. But as far as all of our social links are concerned, please take a look at podketeers.com/team for our YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Etsy links. And of course, you can search for Podketeers on all of those networks to follow the podcast. So it's time, guys. The road to episode 300 starts now. This is episode 200 of Podketeers. This is our podcast. We're a group of friends that loves Disney, technology, art, food, and more. This is Podketeers. We were there for the second showing of Paint the Night, and at the end, my youngest says, "Hey, Dad, did you record the whole thing?" I said, "Yeah, I did." And I asked him why, and he says, "Oh, because you should send it to Gavin. Because that way he gets a chance to see it too."
That is the sweetest thing ever.
And it was funny to me because at that moment, I realized that he understood that Gavin is not here with us, that he's recording remotely, and that he doesn't live anywhere near Disneyland.
It's beautiful.
So it was just a wonderful moment because he was very thoughtful, and it made me feel all warm and fuzzy, because it's those little moments as a parent where you realize, okay, I'm not screwing up this parenting thing. It's they're coming out half decent humans.
Indeed, that's so awesome.
So Pixar Fest. I mean, it's officially kicked off.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really feel like it really starts until this coming Friday, but maybe that's just me.
When a certain someone is in town.
Exactly. It's just in soft opening right now.
Oh, is it? Gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha. Did you guys go for the soft opening of Together Forever?
We did.
Now, this wasn't announced, right? This was just, if you happened to be there, it was just kind of a surprise, right?
Yeah.
What was the energy like when you finally saw the show?
The energy was like people heard about it. That's how it was. It was funny because there were some guests that were like, "What's going on? Pixar what?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Oh, there's fireworks?
Oh, it's their first show?
Yeah.
What?
But
oh
then
my
you
gosh.
you have everybody else that are like waiting for an hour and a half. I mean,
more than that. Some people were camped out for hours.
Because people heard through
Against
people
the
through people
rules.
who heard through the grapevine, who saw it on Twitter, and it was going to be a special
it was
special surprise.
I guess a soft
Got
opening because there was a lot of media there, so people just assumed, I think.
That's why even some of the fireworks weren't canceled this week, even though they were supposed to be.
It was pretty windy this week.
Yeah, it was very, very windy
They
this
were like,
week.
nope, people from Paris, from Walt Disney World, from Shanghai, everybody's here, so we got to let it play. But it was cool. Like, we were camped out right in front of the partner statue. You'll get an idea of where we were if you look at our Instagram, but we were just right there where the rope is, and we were basically fighting people coming through. It boggles my mind when you see a wall of people, and then people will still try to be like, excuse me, I just wanna get by, excuse me. Like, what are you doing? Like, we're
Yeah.
I love your voices.
Wow. Oh, sorry, my friend is just right there. He's trying to get some popcorn.
That's how they sound.
Go around.
Yeah.
Go around.
Go around. It's a circle, people.
Yeah, we're
Dude,
fighting for our position. I was boxing out like Charles Barkley.
Charlie Brown? What are you trying to say here?
That's hilarious.
On Friday, Melissa was there with Lynette, my boys, and our friend Jill, and they were kind of taking up a space on Main Street right in front of the camera shop to try to, save a spot that was decent, right? They waited for, I would say, about an hour before I got there, and at that point it was still about 7 o'clock, so it was still a couple hours away. And so little by little, like, people started crowding up, and 5 or 10 minutes before the parade started, or the fireworks started, 2 people just get right in front of us, and one of was like it was a building that stood right in front of
pretty
us.
much.
And I'm thinking to myself, excuse me, you're in our way. And they just kind of look back and they're like, whatever. I'm like, I have children that cannot see past you. You need to move, sir. And they didn't.
Wow.
They just stood where they were, and they who cares if we were sitting there for 5 hours waiting? They were just all about watching the fireworks.
How did they even get in front of you guys? They just worked
They
their
just
way
cut
up.
under the rope, and
They
they
just
ran
made
in,
their way in.
Dang.
So it was kind of lame.
And
But,
then, not even that.
Did you put-
the cast members were having all of us stand up. Not even an hour before, like, it was more than an hour. Like, they were cramming everyone in. It was ridiculous, but we made for up on Saturday, big time, by luck.
Oh, so you guys already saw the fireworks twice, or Melissa did?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Oh, both
Yeah.
of you
Yes.
did.
So
Okay.
because of how we were standing, and since we had the building in front of us, I ended up just turning around and just recording the buildings and the projections, and it was so electric. I think that, I don't know, I want to know what the response was like when you guys saw it, because on Friday, everything was getting great reactions, and we knew that there was going to be stuff coming up like that we expected, right? Toy Story, Monsters Inc.,
Cars.
and there wasn't a big cheer for Cars, but it was fine. But then
no, he lies.
But
It was
then-
awesome.
Cheers for
it
everything.
was. I'm kidding. But then there was a slight pause, and then you hear Miguel strum the guitar. And then the projections just... I'm not even going to say it, because if you haven't seen it, go to the YouTube channel and maybe the video will be there. I
No,
don't know yet.
no.
But
no,
no,
don't watch it.
look.
Don't watch it.
I'm just saying, people have the option of watching it on the YouTube channel if they can't make it out to Disneyland anytime
Yeah.
soon. But if you plan on being in the park soon, maybe just let it play in the background so we get the view, and then just watch it when you get to the park. Right? Just put it in your playlist. That's all you need to do. But yeah, man, as soon as Miguel hit that chord, people went nuts. It was insane how electric it was. Was it like that for you guys on Tuesday?
Yeah, it
Definitely.
Was, I mean, for Coco, yes, definitely. But everybody was freaking out with anything that appeared on the castle, from Buzz Lightyear to the Up House to...
Yeah.
It was intense.
I think it was more of like a when Buzz came out, and
Yeah.
then when the
Yeah.
house came out, and then oh my God, it's Coco when Coco started.
And then people started crying when the Toy Story 3 part came out. And
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
Yes.
All the
Yes.
emotions
Yeah.
were had in this new
That was
show.
intense, yeah.
It was good though.
It is a roller coaster of emotion. They did a really good job of orchestrating all of this. Did you guys notice that the Esplanade music is also very catered to Pixar music?
Yes.
There wasn't a huge part in Together Forever, but I'm happy to say that the Good Dinosaur did get represented. What?
He had more airtime than Ratatouille.
I don't want to talk about it.
I mean, not that
like
much.
3 seconds,
it
and
was
Remy
like
got like a second and a half.
Yeah, it was a good like 2 whole seconds more.
But they got represented, right?
They were there.
I mean, it's better than not getting
Honestly,
represented.
I blinked and I missed it. I was like, where was Remy? I saw Linguini, but I didn't even see Remy.
Yeah, because I saw in Main Street, you see Linguini and Remy, but on the castle, when I was looking at our video, I'm like, I don't think I see Remy. I see Linguini, and then Bing Bong rolls through on the Luxo ball, and I was like, where was Remy?
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, but I did see him on Main Street. So
Yeah.
you know,
Next time, since we were by partner statue, next time I would like to be on Main Street so we can see all of the projections there.
Yeah. I want to try to see it from each land this time. That was the one regret I had about Disneyland Forever, that I didn't get a chance to. I saw them on Main Street, I saw them on the castle, but there was nothing that inside of me was like, I gotta go to It's a Small World Mall to see those projections, or the same with Rivers of America. This time, I don't want to regret it. So every time I go, I'm going to try to watch it from a different location.
Have the Rivers of America be the last one. Small World is a better place. You get to see them up close, not like the castle. So I would say that would be cool. And then you have your direct view of the fireworks.
Are they doing anything on the Matterhorn this time?
no. Well,
No.
on Tuesday they didn't have any projections on the Matterhorn, which I was looking at the castle, looking at my camera, looking at my phone, looking at the Matterhorn. I had chameleon eyes going. I was like, oh, what's going on? What's going on? Take a picture, take a picture, take a picture. Yeah. Oh my God, that's cool. Take a picture.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think
Because
there's
they
anything
could have done lava there, right?
They could have.
Yeah, I was surprised. I didn't look over to the Matterhorn because, I mean, I had a couple of trees between Plaza Inn and where we were standing. Then I also had the building in front of me.
We'll call him Steve.
And then we had, we'll call him Steve for now. And then
Watch his name be Steve.
And then we had the lamppost, which kept emitting gas, but no spark ever happened, so the light was just not on. But that's a whole other story as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, great energy. Together Forever is certainly at the top of the list of just one of those fireworks show that's all about the feels. Like I said earlier, if you have the opportunity to see it in person, do so. But if you don't think you'll make it out in time before it goes away in September, you know, it's on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Podketeers. And I'm sure that, I mean, Disney for Two got a much better shot of the castle. We were so far away that I had Main Street and I had a pretty decent shot of everything, like castle and fireworks up in the air. So we'll have a different vantage point. But when Disney for Two posts their blog, youtube.com/Disney for Two, check theirs out, because that's one of the spots I want to see it. I want to get up close to the castle, get some photos, get some video, and see how that turns out.
I got some pretty good photos from here, but they're kind of hard to see. You have to zoom in pretty far.
Wow.
But I mean, so we really have 3 perspectives. So I mean,
Oh,
must have a
the
really good
network, the
camera.
Podketeers network has you covered.
But, I mean, you could still make out what it is, though, right?
Absolutely. I mean, what else would it be?
That's the important part.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the important part.
Yeah.
As long as you can make out what you're seeing, you might have to squint a lot to the point where your eyes are closed and you're imagining.
Right.
But you're there, right?
Was that on
see it.
Google Maps?
perfect.
Well, actually, when we were there on Tuesday, you mentioned, Heyzen, that you might log on to watch it from, what is it, Matterhorn or from Main Street?
From the Mattercam.
Did
yeah.
you do that?
Mattercam.
Were they streaming?
I did not. I mean, the Matterhorn cam was going, but I was editing Wednesday's episode when it was all happening. So I decided to not watch it because I knew that we were going to go on Friday to watch it. So I opted out and I figured, okay, I'll just watch it in person. And, I regret not being able to go on Tuesday, though, because I think because it was a media preview, I don't want to say that it was more special, but I figured there might be some cool stuff happening.
What in the world is the Mattercam?
The Matterhorn cam?
Matterhorn
That's what I
cam.
called it.
I don't know this thing.
So do you know the Howard Johnson, the Hojo across the street?
Hojo.
Yeah.
The Hojo has a camera that's constantly streaming like live Disneyland feeds, and in the evenings whenever they have pyro, you can see the fireworks go off.
Because its vantage point is like over the top of the Matterhorn?
Bingo.
Exactly.
Got it.
Exactly.
Got it.
So I'll put the link in the blog post for the episode. So podketeers.com/200, and then you can just bookmark it, and that way
Nice.
whenever stuff is going on, you guys can just live stream from the Hojo cam across the street from Disneyland USA in Anaheim, California. Here's the Howard Johnson cam.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored, but we're open for sponsorship.
That's my Celebration, Florida. That's my blind spot. I didn't know that was a thing.
Wait, what did he say?
Because Heyzen didn't know Celebration, Gavin didn't know about the Matterhorn
got it.
cam. But I'm sorry, did you say this is the 200th episode of Podketeers?
It is the 200th episode of Podketeers.
We made it.
I did a slow clap.
Milestone.
It's not working.
So are we doing a slow clap and building up to the?
Yeah, you gotta wait till the finale, man.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, who's gonna run to who? Are you gonna run to me, Gavin, and then we embrace, or how does it work exactly? Because in movies,
Alrighty
that's
then.
how the slow clap build works, right? Like it's slow,
Right.
and then the nerd is like, "Yeah, I'm doing this," and then like it starts getting harder and harder, and then all of a sudden he embraces with like the hot girl, and then they just make out, right?
Right.
So who's the hot girl?
Just the-
Heyzen or Gavin?
Mental picture of this,
I'm
all
I
of
mean,
this.
it's up for grabs, right?
Maybe we need to have Podketeers Nation vote.
You know what? I'll save them the trouble. It's you.
That's funny. Is Patriots of Fire? Is it Patriots of Fire? Chariots of Fire.
Patriot.
Chariots of Fire, yeah.
Aw.
Classic.
You know what? It's so funny. I was thinking about all those old, like, 90s teen romance movies, and you thought Chariots of Fire for that, and I'm thinking, like, kiss me under the
She's all that?
Never been
Yes.
kissed.
Yeah, never been
Drew
kissed.
Barrymore.
Yeah.
1996. I don't know.
Little
It's probably
sixpence
1990s.
in the
It's
richer.
around that time.
So, yeah, 200 episodes. I didn't think it was going to get to 200 episodes, to be honest with you guys. One, I'm very happy that we've reached this milestone. I know we're kind of going away from our talk of Pixar Fest, but yeah, I'm very happy that we've reached this epic milestone for Podketeers. I'm immensely lucky to have a team like you guys to be helping out and just, you know, being a part of the podcast. Like I said, I didn't think we would get here. You know, we started it off. It was something fun that we were doing, and in my heart of hearts, I knew that eventually my brother and Javier were just going to say, you know what, we're kind of done with this. You know, I knew that the day would come. I didn't think it would come before episode 200, though. And it did, you know, and like I said, I was very fortunate to have you guys to take the challenge on and deal with me on a weekly basis and, you know, just be a part of this and this experience and the Podketeers family. And I'm just so happy. You know, there was a lot of things that I wanted to do if we ever reached this milestone. And those things are still up in the air. They're still going to happen. But because there was a few things that kind of delayed some of the things that I wanted to do, instead, I think we're going to leave it for our 4-year anniversary coming up in June.
Sounds good.
So there's just, yeah, I mean, there was so much that I wanted to have done by now. And honestly, I think the anniversary episode is, I know you guys have lobbied for it. It's more important than the 200, but Heyzen likes round numbers or else my OCD goes all crazy. So I figured, okay, 200, nice round number. When we hit episode 100, when Gavin was just a fan, he made us this amazing, you know, art piece for episode 100 to celebrate that milestone. And I don't know how we're going to celebrate episode 200, probably by taking a picture of a churro or 200 churros.
200 churros.
That's what we should do. 200 churros.
I like it.
So we're going to do 25 carrot cake churros, 100 chocolate ones, 50 regular.
Can we stack them up and kind of cut some and make it look like it's 200? Because because that's going to be a hefty bill.
It will be. Yeah, that would be a hefty bill. So we're not going to do churros. We're going to do popcorn.
There you
Because
go.
those are easier to string together. So yeah, episode 200. Like I said, cheers to all you guys. Thank you for everything that you guys have done so far. I look forward to another 200 and experiencing new things with the four of you and anyone else that ends up becoming a part of the Podketeers family in the future. So, yay!
Yeah.
Yay.
Here, here.
How did you meet Gavin?
Gavin was just a fan of the podcast.
So it wasn't through Instagram, or
Actually, at first, I was a fan of Heyzen C on Instagram as a Disneyland photographer.
Ooh.
And then I started to see on
that's
his
when I used
feed,
to post pictures.
Yeah, I started to see on his feed that he was starting a podcast, and Podketeers became the very first podcast I ever started listening to.
Wow.
And in about episode 8 or so,
D-stop.
I was at Disneyland where and Heyzen was there, and we met up during the Halloween festivities that October. And we met then, and then it was like, I don't know, like a month later, like I came on the show, and the rest is history. We walked off into the sunset.
Yeah. Gavin was one of the episodes that we ended up doing, with some of our favorite people, just Disney artists and some of our friends. If you guys remember, very early on, VJ was one of those episodes as well. If you guys haven't had a chance to listen to them, if you are new to the podcast, I will post links to those episodes. Again, podketeers.com/200. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how tightly knit the Disney community can be. Where one day you're just kind of Insta friends, and next thing you know, you're stalking somebody off of Radiator Springs Racers, and then you become real friends.
That sounds familiar.
All the time.
That's amazing.
I was stalked.
The end.
The end.
I'll play Lynette. No, don't do it.
I mean, yeah. I
Wait,
mean, look,
was I?
you and Lynette call it stalking.
Well-
I call it trying to meet a
Well,
fellow
of course,
Instagrammer.
that's what the stalker would say.
It's
That's true.
intense networking. That's all it is.
Intense network.
It was Doctor Who Day, right?
Was I getting off?
It was.
Was I
No,
getting off
me-
the?
We were getting off.
Oh, we.
Yeah, it
I
was
know
us.
you were
Yeah.
there,
Us and
but I
our
was the
friend
one that
Crystal.
was recognized.
Yes.
It was. Oh my god, guys! It was right before
Before
Disney for 2 was Disney for 2.
Yeah, when we
Oh.
were just Instagram friends, BJ and I.
It was Disney
Nice.
for Who Are You?
Actually, that day it was Disney for Who because it was Whovian Day, or like Doctor Who Day.
Oh.
And so I was carrying around a little Funko Pop of the 10th Doctor, getting people to take pictures with it because, I mean, the 10th Doctor, he's like my favorite. But the 11th Doctor, I mean, very special place in my heart because bow ties are cool.
Nerd alert.
Shut up. So I remember asking them to take pictures with it. A bunch of their friends, PixPack members had taken photos with the Doctor as well. And I mean, like you said, the rest is history, right? From there, friendships blossomed, you and me together. So that's where we are. I mean, we all kind of met at different points in our lives. Melissa, I met her through our art walks. We talked about this in episode 190, when we all talked a little bit about how we met. And yeah, I mean, I'm happy. I don't know about you guys, but I'm super happy to have you guys. You found
January
that picture?
19th,
Oh my god.
2014.
Wow.
Pulled it from the
Yes.
archives.
Wow, I am so much uglier now.
Wow.
Melissa.
Wow.
That needs to go on the post. Aww.
It's like, at first, it's like, man, why are you standing there with Sully? But now if we take a picture together, it's like, why are you next to the beast?
No.
Aww.
Damn.
Aw.
Maybe we'll post that too. Send me the link for it.
Well,
And then we'll post that in the episode too.
it's on my Instagram, so I can just screenshot it.
Okay. Sweet. Let's do that. Yeah, we'll post it. But then I might just do the link because people that haven't seen it or aren't following you, they can just like it and it'll like the
Well, it's on-
post. Huh?
It's on my
Ooh.
personal, if that's
Huh?
okay.
Huh?
Before, because it was before Disney for 2.
I mean, we we all have personal accounts. You know, we all have our our podcast and our YouTube channel and all that stuff, but we also have our personal. So it's all
Can't
good.
get over this
It's
picture.
all good. I know I look like a
No,
nerd.
Just
More of a
so
nerd.
look like a
long
nerd.
ago.
A lot more, yeah. Okay, so
Back to Pixar.
back to the
Sorry.
podcast. Back to Pixar Fest. So yeah, I'm excited about people getting a chance to watch Together Forever. It was super amazing. And let's talk about Play Parade. Did you guys get a chance to see the Play Parade at Disneyland
We
yet?
did on Instagram.
It's so weird.
Everybody was posting.
Wait, you're saying people were posting about what was happening at
I know,
Pixar
right?
Fest?
We get it.
Crazy,
That
right?
doesn't sound like Instagram. That doesn't sound like Instagram. You lie. How was Pixar Play Parade on Friday, Melissa?
It's cute. It had good reception. We were watching it by Starbucks. We sat down on the floor, and we noticed there was a lot more water this time around.
A lot more water
But,
from
it was
which
from the-
floats?
All of them,
Yeah.
I think, have it.
All of them
I
have it?
didn't see.
Oh,
Yeah.
did not know that.
It's not my favorite parade, but it was, pretty cute. I fell in love with the Inside Out float, and the song that they play. I'm like, oh God, don't play it, because it's.
Is it Bing
I
Bong
just wanna Sing
song?
along. Yes,
Oh.
it is.
Spoiler
So
alert.
I'm like, oh.
Oh, that's cute.
How
So
about
cool.
Kevin on Russell? Or Russell on
That was
Kevin.
awesome.
Kevin's a girl, by the way. But yeah,
Yes.
that I was like, that is the best costume.
It
I
is,
don't
and
even
you know what?
it's-
It's Russell.
I didn't
Brad and
notice
Kevin.
that
Oh, yeah.
Kevin's eyes move.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they move.
That's pretty
That's
rad.
cool.
I like
I
that.
was like, oh, I have a picture of Kevin giving side eye. I'm like, hey, all right.
Nice.
But overall, a lot of people were into it. I heard, good uproar. But they took advantage of that, and when they were shooting out the water, I mean, you heard kids screaming because they didn't anticipate that or they didn't know it was going to happen. So it's kind of funny to see that. But yeah, I mean, it was all right. Same floats.
Well, all of them, they're basically all the same floats except for Up and then the Luxo lamp at the beginning, right?
The Luxo lamp, yeah.
I was thinking that it would have a different energy with it now being in Disneyland Park. Did you guys feel that at all?
Not really.
I didn't get a chance to see it.
Oh, you
I
didn't?
got there too late to see the last one. Yeah, I got there too late.
But I was telling Heyzen that the beginning, I didn't know that the Luxo lamp was going to be coming out in the parade. I didn't know. So that was really, really, really cool to see. And I'm not sure if anybody noticed this, but the costumes change. The dancers that are throwing the
Luxo ball?
Luxo ball.
Hmm. What do you mean it changes, like, that's a different costume?
For the guys, it's kind of like the blinds. When you move the strings and the blinds either turn up or turn down. So
Oh.
they'll have Andy's rooms, the clouds. So when you switch them, you see the Luxo ball. And for the girls as
That's
well, it's
cool.
like, yeah, they do this little thing where they twirl, but they're pulling that little string or whatever, and it'll be Andy's room,
The clouds?
the blue sky,
Uh-huh.
yeah. And then all of a sudden, it's the Luxo balls.
That's cool.
Nice.
I'm like, that is so cool.
That is cool.
I was impressed with that.
I can already see Melissa's brain like cranking through like, how can I put this into some kind of costume for D23? How can I incorporate this technology I just learned of?
Right. I do need one more idea.
Nice.
It was a good question, AJ, because I felt the same way about how they did the switches on the parades.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how to feel about Paint the Night coming back to DCA because I'm happy that Paint the Night is back. Okay, so we'll just start there. I'm happy Paint the Night is back, but I felt like the energy was going to be different at California Adventure. I felt that the acoustics were going to be fairly different just because of how the route is set up, and I was right. It was...
Well, in a good way or bad way?
No, the acoustics are
Okay.
nice because it's very enclosed down the streets that it comes down, so the sound just resonates down Hollywood Boulevard. obviously as you get out towards Paradise Park, it does dissipate a little bit because there's a lot of space over the lake towards the Incredicoaster, right? But through every other place on the route, it just sounds amazing. And so because it's so enclosed, the cheering as people are singing along and they're dancing, like that energy is just there, like you feel it. The rest of the route, we got a chance to see it in front of Ariel, and we got a chance to see it in front of the Cars Land entrance. And I felt like the energy, I mean, there was one group in front of Ariel that just like, they were my favorite all weekend, because every time a character would come up, they're like, Sully, 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 like for the whole thing, right? They were dancing around. They all had coordinated dance number. It looked like it was like a dancing school or something. But they did this really, I don't remember this happening before. And Melissa, since you saw Paint so many more times than I did you ever see them do the dance before, or was that new?
No, and it doesn't need to happen.
So here's what happened. Before, like kind of as a pre-show, before, what they would do is they would have the vendors come down with the light toys and stuff like that and play around with them. They had the bubble wands and everything. But this time, over the PA, they played this, hey, VJ, what's the name of that song that everybody wants to play at their weddings and their receptions, where it's like, to the left, one step.
Cha-cha slide.
Rolling cha-cha slide.
Yes.
Wobble.
Yes.
And
whatever it's called. Okay, so this thing was almost exactly like that, but Paint the Night related. So they're like, they're like, so take your hand out to the left, now you're right, swing a lasso just like Jesse or just like Buzz, and fly like Buzz. It was so weird.
They've done that before. I have.
No, they
When
haven't.
did they
I've
do
heard
that?
something like that before. They did something like that. It was
For Paint?
I had never
maybe
seen
it was
it.
for Paint. They did something. I was like, what are they even talking about? Like it was like, what'd you say? Like lassoing and it was
Fly like Buzz. Yeah, exactly.
I've heard it before. I don't know. It must have been with my aunt, my Disney aunt,
News to
because
me.
you weren't there. He's like, what are you talking about?
So, I mean, that was a little odd. I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to engage people, especially those that have been sitting there for a really long time. For the kids, I think it was really fun. But even my kids, looked at it like, what is going on right now? Like, what are all these people doing? And my oldest is generally game to do all that stuff. But he looked at it and he's like, Dad, seriously? What are they doing
How
right
many-
now?
His face was
So
pretty
even
priceless.
he thought it was a little odd.
Was this like a half hour before the parade,
No,
or like an
it
hour
was
before?
5 minutes.
Oh, 5 minutes before?
5 minutes
It
before.
was like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like 5 or 10 minutes before. Yeah.
I have video of it just so I could hear what they were saying, and I was just curious, but they were.
It's
It just-
intense.
I was like, Paint the Night doesn't need this.
Is it a step troop? Like, how many people are there?
It sounds like you have. It sounds like exercising, or actually
Oh,
jazzercise. Yes.
As soon as they were doing it, I was like,
Zumba, Paint the
that's
Night
exactly
edition.
what it is.
Paint the Night Pilates.
When we were listening to it, our friend Jill was like, what is this? And I'm like, this is the new Mousercise.
That's funny.
Awesome.
So maybe we could take your clip, Melissa, and we'll put it in the blog post somehow. Either we'll put it in the Instagram stories or post it on Instagram and ask people what they think about the little pre-show song.
Sure.
But very interesting. So Paint, it's back. It is missing, something. Obviously, Queen Elsa's castle is no longer a part of the parade.
That's okay.
Quick shout out to our buddy Jesse, long-time listener, been there from the very beginning as well. He met up with us for a little while. We were hanging out at DCA, waiting for Paint the Night. We were actually talking about why Queen Elsa's castle is not a part of it. It's just a logistics thing. The cables that go down, Hollywood Boulevard and Buena Vista Street just don't allow the float to get through that area. So
I didn't even know that she wasn't even, or the float wasn't there. I assumed it was, but no, I didn't see any pictures of it.
unfortunately, it just can't go down the street because of all those cables. If you want to see her, go to the Hyperion.
There you go. You get your fill.
It's all good. Melissa, how did you feel about finally seeing paint, considering you've been geeking out about it for the last year.
I was so excited. I tried to take video, and that wasn't going to happen because I was just so into it. I was so restless. I actually started sitting on the floor, and I was like, no. I have to sit up, sit on my legs. And I'm like, no. I got to stand up. I can't sit still. I can't. I'm so excited and whatnot and screaming at everybody because, it's been forever. So it felt so good to see it back. I know it's not the same that it's not at Disneyland, but I am so happy that it's a DCA that I could see it one more time or however many times, twice a week, whenever. We have it. It's home.
Was it a big difference?
Yeah.
I know Heyzen was talking about seeing it at DCA, but was it a big difference for you from Disneyland to DCA? Because I feel like the floats are so in your face and the music's so in your face, especially the lights. Like you don't even notice the background of where the parade's coming from.
That's a good question because where we saw it at Ariel's, right across from it, I kind of was getting some of the noise, the background noise from the pier, and I didn't like that. So the sound was a little off. But once we saw it where on Saturday by
Hyperion?
by Cars Land, it was perfect. Perfect. And we weren't in between. Well, when you're like really in between speakers and whatnot, and it's like it throws you off because the music starts and they're not even there. It wasn't even like that. Like it was just that would be my spot. I'll gladly go there and watch it from there again.
Very cool.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll change as the summer nights, begin to approach us. But as far as it's concerned now, I would say try to watch the second showing of Paint the Night.
Yes.
And try to watch it closer to Pixar Pier, because mostly everybody's going to try to watch it from Buena Vista Street, but the farther you go out on the parade route, the less people there's going to be. So at least for now, I would say that's where you would want to watch it.
If you're not camping out?
If you're not camping out, yeah.
Are they still doing World of Color as well?
No.
Really?
I don't think
Interesting.
I don't think they are. Because it wasn't. No, I don't think so.
So they're just
Unless
doing
I'm
two
wrong, but
night parades, but no World of Color.
Yeah.
Lame.
Maybe they shut it down while they're doing everything to the fun wheel because they don't want stuff getting wet.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, that follows.
Well,
So,
but then they've
yeah,
been... Last week they had shows of World of Color. Because we had...
But they didn't have Paint the Night though.
No, true. But I'm just saying, like, his theory of they didn't want the pier to get wet.
Oh.
Yeah.
True.
Maybe it is just because they want people focusing on Paint the Night.
Wow, so no World of Color this whole summer?
Oh, you got Paint the
Interesting.
Night. You're good.
Or since we know they're listening, what if they synced up Paint the Night with World of Color and we had
Dude.
World of Color Paint the Night edition?
Magic
Then everyone's
overload.
gonna crowd. Everyone's gonna crowd out around areas.
And you only had to get a reserved dining package to sit in that section. Only.
I want to see it from the
You
Zephyr.
hear that, Bobby? Cha-ching.
Easy.
Well, they're already cha-chinging from us because we're doing the Paint the Night dining package
So I
next
saw
weekend.
with some people
Nice.
on Instagram that the reserved seating for Carthay Circle is basically on the left side of the entrance. Like that, like if you get out of the lounge, you know what I'm talking about? So
Yes.
that's the reserved area for it. I'm waiting to...
Yes.
Did you see it? Was it a seat? Like, was it seats or standing room?
It's standing and sitting room. There's no chairs.
Because I know with the Wine Country Tutoria, there's that new section in the front that they put all these seats. And I heard that was a dining package seating thing too, right?
I have a friend who did lunch and he was sitting on the floor.
The floor.
He didn't have
For
seats.
the Trattoria?
For the
or
Trattoria.
for- Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that section that's new where it has the tables, the circle tables, is that part of the dining package or... Because I seen people
Not that I know of.
posting videos from there, and I thought they were able to just go there hours before and just grab a seat, you know?
Yeah, no, he sent me a picture and he's sitting down on the floor. But it's like where before the waterfalls by Grizzly.
Oh.
So, yeah, he's sitting like around there and he's facing across from Carthay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if the Trattoria ones are 1901 seats.
Oh.
Because if they're actual chairs, you can have a drink and you can just enjoy the parade. Because it is a prime location to watch the parade. When we were walking by and we saw them setting up the seats, I remember just thinking, like, this is where I would want to be. Because you see everything. Nobody's in front of you. They don't set anybody up in front of that area. So you have a completely beautiful view of the wharf. And in front of that, paint the night.
We saw one of our friends was...
That's where I'd want to see it.
One of our friends was having dinner at Carthay and had the balcony view for the
That's
parade.
beautiful.
I was like, lucky. I
Goals.
was like, dang, that's like the perfect view. Right there when they turn that corner.
You can kind of time that out,
I mean,
though,
you
right?
could.
I mean, you can ask for a reservation around
Right.
that time. And if you eat slow enough, your appetizers and
That's
then,
me.
like, your whole course meal, right? It's perfect because then you could see pyro at Disneyland. You can see paint the night. It works out.
Speaking of pyro, did you see any of the fireworks on Buena Vista Street or heard anything? Because that was the rumor that we heard you were able to see the fireworks from Buena Vista and they were going to be piping in the music.
That's a good question, but I
haven't
haven't
seen
seen
it?
anything.
We didn't get there until after pyro at Disneyland. So the 2 times that the parade or the fireworks have gone off, it wasn't until the second showing of Paint the Night where we entered DCA, so we wouldn't have known
Gotcha.
if that was happening. But maybe the next time I'll want to go during pyro just to see if it's actually
Because
happening.
one of the things we noticed was when we were watching the fireworks, the pyro from the castle seemed to shoot way higher this time.
We noticed that too.
Yeah. So are they keeping DCA open later since they're doing 2 Paint the Nights?
Yes.
11.
Ooh, that's kind of
It's
awesome.
closing at 11. Yeah.
Nice. I like that.
And then once 11 rolls around, then, they have the announcement and it says, like, you don't have to go home, but go to Disneyland to buy stuff.
I like it.
So, yeah, I'm excited, man. Pixar Fest officially underway. I don't know exactly what's happening with Monorail Red. I think the fact that we had kind of predicted what may have been on Monorail Red, Imagineering may have taken a step back and said, no, it's not going to happen that way. We're going to surprise you guys this time.
Or they heard all of our ideas and they thought, oh my gosh, they came up with way better ideas than us. We're going to redo it and we're going to do what the Podketeers said.
They're like, yeah, Heyzen's right. We should have wrapped it that way.
I don't know. The rumor sounds like it's Inside Out.
That's such a weird choice.
Since the fireworks are heavy with Toy Story and Cars and Coco, they didn't want to just keep doing the same thing over and over, so they wanted to give Inside Out a little bit of a thing. That's what I've heard, but who knows?
Nice.
Only
They
time
have
will
a
tell.
float.
Yeah, they have a float, and I would say that they're pretty well represented in Together Forever.
Yeah.
They have pretty long segments for Inside Out.
Yeah, it's just what I've heard.
PJ's like, don't kill the
I know,
messenger.
I'm just telling you what I've heard.
Watch it.
You know what?
I was going to say, watch it just say Pixar Fest on the side and that's
That's
it.
what I said last. It was all, just put
Oh,
that
you did.
sticker, Pixar Fest. There it is. Happy
It's a giant
Heyzen,
Luxo ball.
and it's gonna be a whole.
Yes, actually. As long as it's entirely wrapped and not just a sticker on the side, yes. I'm just going to go with what Gavin said. They liked all of our ideas much better, and so every section of the monorail is going to be wrapped to something that we thought of in the last episode. I think that works. So I guess the tacos and beer contest is still going on because we don't have a winner. So we'll have to wait another week to see what happens with Monorail Red.
Nice.
All right, well, we wanted to talk a little bit about some of the stuff that's happening in the parks. There's a couple of food-related topics that we wanted to get to because there's some changes to how you can get food and some new plates. So we're going to let the foodies take on those subjects. AJ and VJ, tell us about what's happening at the Disneyland Resort.
Well, coming
Well.
soon to the Disneyland Resort, a new mobile ordering service. So if you have the Disneyland app, you'll be able to order food ahead of time before you get there. And if it's anything like the Walt Disney World app, which was great for us, especially when we were at Pandora for Santuli, right? Is that how you say it?
Satuli.
Satuli. My
Satuli
bad.
Canteen.
That's the one.
There you go.
The mobile app was really good for that because we were walking from Asia so far away, and we were looking at the menu and deciding what we wanted to order. So if it's anything like that, I'm assuming you pick out your food and get it all ready, and you have to have your credit card linked to the app and everything. And then once you get there, you press the button that says I'm here
In the app.
and then they'll make the food. You go to a separate line, you pick it up, and you're done. So and it moves fast. It was a pretty fast turnaround. So
We really enjoyed this feature in Walt Disney World. And
Nice.
we're really excited to try it out. Of course, we're going to try it out at Disneyland. And we hear you may be able to get your annual pass discount. So that's really nice that they're offering the annual pass discount through the app.
Sweet.
It seems very similar to what certain restaurants are doing. I know McDonald's just recently rolled out a very similar service where you can order, you get to one of their parking spots that's labeled 1, 2, or 3. In their app, you say, I'm here. They make your food and bring it out to the car. But this was already something, like you said, at Disney World, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be very convenient, especially for people that have, large groups. I think having the ability to pre-order the
Right.
food, I think, would be nice. But they don't, when you sit down, they don't physically bring it out to a seating location, right? You have to go up to the counter and then pick up your food after it's been made.
well, that's
right?
how it was at Walt Disney World. I don't know how it's going to be here, but I'm assuming it's going to be the same. So you just go in, hit, put in your order, and then just go to the window that says pickup order.
Yeah, because I know at Paradise Garden Grill, they've been trying the idea of having the placeholders, right? Where it's got like a number, you order, you walk to a table, and then they bring it to you. Right now, personally, I don't like it because the area is so
Right.
large and there's so many people walking around that the cast members, like, I feel bad for them because they're trying to find your number, and by the time they get you your food, it can be cold. And most people will get angry at that cast member when it wasn't their fault to begin with, right? So I think they have a little bit of tweaking to do to that service. I think it's a great service because, again, when you're there with families, when you're there with kids, you don't want to be standing around. Your kids are running around. If you have like a stroller, maybe you want to find a place to sit. So I think the idea of having them bring the food to you is great, but they need to have some kind of tracking system in place as well so that maybe they can follow like a Bluetooth signal of where that number is, or like one of those little light up discs that they have at restaurants.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
I know when we go to Porto's, they just give us a little pager and not a number. And I'm like, how do they find us? And I guess they have a map that kind of tells you where the area that we're in. So maybe it's something like that where they're like, oh, okay, it's in this section. So kind of look around.
Yeah,
But-
that would be great. What other changes are coming? Because I know there was like a big change that when VJ found out about this, he was like slap happy.
Oh, yeah. Donald Duck is finally coming to a character breakfast.
Nice, nice. So my brother must be going crazy about this too.
So he'll be at Paradise Pier, and I believe Mickey's gonna be going to Storytellers. So, but I don't know where Brother
interesting.
Bear and Bear Fox. I don't know where they're going, but
home.
Miko would sometimes be there too.
yeah. So Donald's gonna be coming to PCH. What is it?
PCH Grill.
Yeah, and can't wait for that. So.
Well, we look forward to seeing your pictures and your vlog because I'm sure that as soon as that's available, you're gonna
gotta go
have
back.
some kind of reservation.
So yeah, it's gonna be called Donald Duck's Seaside Breakfast. So
Oh, nice.
be on the lookout for that.
So surf and turf.
We
Surf
should
and
go
turf
there.
food.
We should all. Well, when Melissa's in Hawaii, be there in
Aw.
spirit. But we should go to
Yeah.
PCH Grill and share the kitchen sink.
What's in the kitchen sink? I hear that is just like this massive load of deliciousness.
It's just ice.
But
it's
what
a lot of
exactly
ice
does it
cream.
have?
It's like a bunch of ice cream.
It's heaven.
It's like 12 scoops of ice cream.
But like, what's on it? Though?
Everything.
a bunch of toppings.
Do you get to choose what's on it, or is it like a set?
I think it's
like,
set.
Is it
I
a
think
set?
it's set,
like-
yeah.
Oh, it
I
is.
mean,
set
it's
already.
every topping they
Is that
have.
the one that
every
you get?
flavor of ice cream, a whole can of whipped cream.
A whole can? No, I don't know if PCH Grill uses a
I
whole
think
can.
they do. Because when
Okay.
we got 2 of them,
Is that
we had 2 of them before.
the one that you get in Mickey's Knickers?
No. So that's
No.
small.
Oh, no,
No,
this is
This is a
sink.
big kitchen sink.
It's a big metal thing, right?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
What?
It's a legit kitchen sink.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And I'm
Okay.
bummed I won't be
I'm,
there.
I'm
'cause
so down for this.
It's ice cream.
Yeah, there's a big chocolate bar inside.
Cookies,
and cookies.
sprinkles, cherries.
It's huge.
Yes.
Oh wow.
I'm
Yes.
showing a picture of Heyzen.
Oh wow.
And you were questioning. It's like, no, you need to go see this.
Yeah.
It is
It
glorious.
is.
No, I don't need to go see it. I need to go eat
Well,
some
yeah,
of
yeah.
this.
You know what I meant.
It's,
Oh, Gavin, are you
let's
down?
do it.
I guess.
You better be. I'll pack my lactate.
I don't think Gavin.
Just tell me
I'm
when.
in.
Gavin's afraid of the sugar overload.
Calories don't count. when
I'm
you're at
not.
Disney.
Oh,
That's
I forgot
true.
about that. I'm in.
That's
Okay,
true.
good.
That's why I'm gonna do all of my eating at Disney from now on. Okay, well we'll set something up because I definitely want to eat that. Like I need that in my life at some point. I thought for some reason I thought you were talking about the Mickey's Knickers little
No.
sink thing.
That's at Clarabelle's.
Yeah, they sell that in the parks,
Yes.
and that's like
okay.
2 scoops or
Got it.
something. It's
Okay,
it's
still
no,
cute
very
though.
cute.
Yeah, still cute.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's only 2 scoops of ice cream.
Ah, man, now I want ice cream. All this talk about ice cream and me with none. I'm gonna go get ice cream.
Let's
after
go to
Speaking
this.
of, has anybody
Seriously.
had the float inside Woody's boot yet?
It's not available
I
yet.
didn't. It
What?
isn't?
Yeah.
My friends
It's
have
not.
been trying to get it, and I
it
guess
better
it's-
be next weekend.
If not, we'll just buy you a cowboy boot and just we'll have Melissa write Andy on the
Yeah.
bottom.
It should be out.
There you go.
It should be out next
Like,
weekend.
what does this boot smell?
I hope
What's wrong
so.
with this?
Wow, it's
Yeah,
really
we got it
made
at
out of
Goodwill.
leather? That's crazy.
This whole time, I thought I was like going nuts because I totally forgot to go check. That was the only thing I didn't get
Dang.
this weekend.
That's funny.
I mean, it's
Yeah, you went all over the place trying to collect a bunch of stuff.
it's crazy to me. I don't know if you saw this the days you were there, but on what day did I go? What's this? On Friday afternoon when I went, just I just had to get that spicy corn dog from Corn Dog Castle that was 3 different flavors, and it was awesome. I can't wait to get it again. It was
Really?
so good. The only thing
That's
though,
what I want to.
I'm a little
is
upset.
if you bite into, like, if you ever get a corn dog at Disneyland or California Adventure at Corn Dog Castle, the corn dogs normally when you bite into it, you don't get the skewer until the last portion of it, but the skewer
Yeah.
is like the first bite. So, and it's sharp. It's no joke. I was like, whoa, this is kind of like a safety hazard right now. But because there's 3 different sections, they have to put, the Cajun chicken sausage first, then the pepper jack, and then the hot link. I understand why the skewer is there, but just fair warning for you guys that are going to try it. But it is really good. And I was surprised with that blackberry serrano chili sauce, I guess. That was pretty tasty. It didn't taste artificial at all. So with that blackberry,
Oh, that's good.
yeah, it was good. It is spicy though. So if you like spice, you're fine. But I don't think AJ could have this.
No.
That's the one thing that I wanted to eat at the park that I didn't get a chance to eat. We had pretty much everything else that the kids wanted, but not my corn dog. So next weekend, I'm hoping that I'll be able to finally have that. The other thing that I wanted to get that we didn't go for was the Don't Call It a Dole Whip donut.
Oh, yeah.
So I keep hearing pretty good things about it. I mean, I have an understanding that it's probably just a donut.
You guys, I have bad news.
What?
What?
I don't see the kitchen sink on the menu at PCH Grill.
It has to be there.
No.
Unless it's.
I think it
There's
was
no
a
way.
hidden, like a menu,
It says it on
Yeah.
the menu.
and it's not there anymore.
I don't know. And by the way, it was 10 scoops of ice cream, this
Oh,
thing.
sorry, my bad. I
There's
thought it was
huge.
12.
Well,
I mean, that's a lot.
one thing for sure, we would have heard an uproar about this.
I don't know.
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like
It's
PCH
not a lot of
Grill.
people knew about it.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh.
Well,
Aw.
Okay.
Hazen didn't know.
Okay, so
He also
I
didn't know
know.
about Celebration.
true that. True that.
Well, we'll just have to go.
Well, let's
and then
just
find
call.
out.
Well, we could
Or
just
call.
call.
That too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could just save the gas money
We're
and
right
just
there,
call.
though.
True.
Man, that would suck.
But that Dole Whip donut.
Yeah,
you were
sorry.
saying?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I assume that it's essentially just a donut that they put some like pineapple, topping on top of it, and then it's got the whipped cream. But I mean, it's supposed to taste like a Dole Whip, right? And part of the magic of Dole Whip is the Dole Whippiness. And if I could put that in donut form, I'm for it.
So, don't mean to burst your bubble, but it's not whipped cream. It's marshmallow.
That's even better.
Oh.
Really?
I don't know about that. I don't know about that combo.
But everybody that's tried it,
Oh,
that
I'm-
I've heard or that's had it, they say it's pretty good.
Uh-huh.
So, I feel like that donut stand or that coffee stand next to the castle is
Uh-huh.
a sleeper with all the different snacks that it has, from cookies to donuts. And the donuts look like they're voodoo donuts. They're like pretty insane.
That's what I was telling
Yeah.
Heyzen. He didn't know that they had the gourmet donuts there.
I thought they had them on Main Street at one of the the
Oh,
Candy
no.
Palace or something like that. I didn't know that they were all at that stand. I very rarely pass by it. We're usually on the opposite side on Main Street, or we go around through the lands. So since we cut through Adventureland, I very rarely see that stand. But now I want to go see what they have and try some of the delectable voodoo-like
But they
donuts.
sell out fast. Because they'll go from donuts in the morning and then it's cookies by the afternoon. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Wow.
I feel like they lost an opportunity to really capitalize on the fact that people know about Voodoo Donuts, because they could have called it Facilier's Donut Stand.
Ooh.
Wow.
And I feel like that would have been like their version of Voodoo Donuts, but
Yeah.
not saying Voodoo
Dang.
Donuts,
Uh
That would
huh.
have been good.
What's a word that means pastry or foods? Or I guess you could just call it like Facilier's Foods, right? Just something simple. But man, I feel like it's a lost opportunity. Bobby, you're welcome.
He's like, dang it, Hazen, why didn't you tell me
man.
earlier?
Nah, you know what? It's just a simple sign they need to print out. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. So, all right. Well, I wanted to have a conversation with you guys. This started with the idea that Paint the Night had come back and the Pixar Play Parade had moved over to Disneyland. And this was a conversation that we were having offline, but the idea of what's your favorite parade and why did you connect with it, come up, because we all have fairly different ideas of what our favorite parade is, but we also have very different reasons as to why we fell in love with that parade to begin with. I think we'll have a very similar conversation about this regarding fireworks shows in the future, but to start, let's start with you, Melissa, because Paint the Night, you've been talking about it for months now. Tell us about Paint the Night, why it's your favorite parade, and why did you connect with it?
Ooh. Okay, I'll try not to get mushy on this one. Well, I didn't grow up with MSEP, Main Street Electrical Parade. I didn't get the chance of doing that. So not only is Paint the Night like my first electrical parade that I'm seeing at night, it's like it blew my mind. But I have a sentimental story behind it, and not just only that I got to see it when it debuted during the 24-hour day for the 60th, but it was the last big thing that I did with my Disney family as a whole. And just to experience that, I mean, there was at least 10 of us that day, and we were just mind blown. But shortly after that, we lost one of ours. and it had to be maybe, oh God, I want to say a couple of months after. So to always remember that, I not just have this love for this parade, for Paint the Night, for everything that it's done, because it's like my own MSEP, and I know people are going to hate me for this. I'm sorry, David. I know you're listening. He ripped me one earlier, so.
All of us. We love you, David.
Just that experience, and knowing that we had one of our closest ones. That was his happy place. And the last picture we have is at the castle after that, and that was it. So it's like, I get all excited for all the good reasons, but that kind of hits me there, and that's why I kind of cried on Friday a little bit. So yeah, but
that is awesome.
it's I haven't had a parade that hit me like that.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. I mean, if you have that connection with it, like I said, we all connect with the parades and the fireworks show for different reasons, right? But the fact that it's got that added value for you, that it was something that you experienced with somebody that was very special to you in your life, and, to not have them around anymore, I can completely understand why, it would trump any other parade that you've ever seen before. So, yes, David, we're sorry it's not Main Street Electric Parade. We got nothing but love for you, buddy. Gavin, your favorite parade, and why did you connect with it?
Sure. I'll be pretty short here. Confession time. I'm not one that has watched a lot of the parades. I am still so much of an infrequent visitor to the parks, and I'm such an attraction guy that to me the parade time still seems the best time to get on attractions. So and also they can be a congestion problem. So usually I'm either in the opposite park when the parade is going on, or at least the opposite side of the park when the parade's going on. So I've only seen, actually sat and watched 2 parades ever. I've seen the Pixar Play Parade once, and I've seen the parade that they do at Disneyland for Mickey's Halloween party. I've seen that the last 2 years. So I've seen that one twice.
Oh, interesting.
And because I'm also a big Halloween guy, that's my pick for my favorite parade. I think it's pretty cool. I also love that it's really short. And I kind of dig the little song they do, but it's kind of neat to see the villains who you don't get to see ever. I think that's really cool, and I kind of dig those floats. But this is something that I would love to connect with all of you on once I'm there, because once I'm there, I feel like I'll have the leisure to take my time and camp out and sit and wait for a parade, and I would love to watch any of these parades with you guys and just kind of glean all the magic off of you guys and all the feelings, because you guys connect with them in a real way that I never really have. And I think a lot of it is just because I haven't taken the time to really invest time in consuming the parades. I always see that as I can go on Splash Mountain 4 times in a row really quickly, because there's a parade going on. Everybody else is watching that. That's still my mindset. So my answer is the Mickey's Halloween Party Parade, and that's that.
Nice. Well, that is the wrong answer.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Actually, that is a very great time to go on attractions. I think that people that are under a similar mindset as you are, Gavin, that don't necessarily care to watch the parades, it is the perfect time to go on attractions, because you're right. People just crowd around. They camp out for most of these, starting about an hour before. And it's not just parades, right? It's other things like Fantasmic and things like that. Like, if people are lining up or watching Fantasmic, you can ride Pirates in the Haunted Mansion 3 or 4 times each, before, well, maybe not, because they're pretty long, especially Pirates, but at least maybe 2 times. But, the lines are essentially walk-on at that point. So you are correct. It is a great time. That's a great tip for anybody that doesn't care to watch the parades. I think there's a YouTube series in this, Gavin, where there's a lot of stuff I feel like I haven't done in the park in a really long time or at all. And I know we've talked about this before. Like, there's like the Disney bucket list of trying to ride everything in one day. You know, it's all these challenges that we've heard of and we want to try ourselves. We should do, I've never experienced this at Disney, like, blog series.
Yeah.
And then we just post, like, what your reaction was, you know, how it was for the first time that you did it, like, first time eating a certain food. So once you're out here, dude, we are so going to do this for the YouTube channel.
I'm on board.
All right. VJ, your favorite parade, and why did you connect with
Well,
it?
I have a couple of different parades that are my favorites. One being Paint the Night, the very first one at the 60th anniversary of Disneyland. I mean, that energy, unmatched. Unmatched. It was, you could cut it with a knife. It was so thick.
Definitely agree.
And that, I mean, that'll always be the one that just sparked off like it's about to go down. Even when Main Street Electrical Parade came back to Disneyland, it was nowhere near that energy. And we were there on the first day when it came back, and I was like, oh, it's okay. All right. Time, like Gavin, time to go on some attractions. Unless you have the VIP seating, then that's okay. But for me, memorable ones would be with my family for the Christmas parades. So that, because we would always come down from the Bay Area and go during Christmas time, so we'd always watch the parades for that. So I'll always remember that. And one of the most recent one would be the one at Walt Disney World for Disney Festival of Fantasy Parade. So, because AJ took me to that one, so it's my first time watching it, and seeing that Maleficent dragon is awesome, and it's breathing fire. You're like, dude, that is no joke, and you could feel it. You could really feel it.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and they, like everything from the Peter Pan float to like they look like they're flying, and then Mickey and Minnie with the hot air balloon.
There's so many characters.
Yeah, there's so many characters.
I think it's one of the parades that has the most characters, if I'm not mistaken. There's so
interesting.
many. They're just
Yeah.
they're
And there's-
walking around, they're on the floats, they're dancing. It's crazy.
And I mean, it's not just characters from that it's like just all these dancers too. You're like, wow, that's a big float with just random people on it, but it's cool,
About how long is that parade?
12 minutes.
About 12
Is it?
minutes long? So it's a pretty standard length, right?
But they just they pack it in with a lot. I mean,
Got it.
what's the mime from Tangled?
Oh yeah.
He's he's
Oh,
big,
yes.
but he's kind of
Yes.
scary
He's
too.
really
You're
cool.
like, whoa. I have to show you a picture
awesome.
of it.
That's interesting.
But yeah, I would say
Wow.
those. I'm like Gavin. I'm not. Well, for me, I should say not like Gavin. I'm not really big on parades, just because if there's too many people, my anxiety gets the best of me, and I need to get away. But if I'm in a cool area where there's not too many people, and I'm like, oh, okay, and I can actually enjoy it, then I'll watch a parade. But most of the time, after like watching it maybe 3 or 4 times, I'm like, okay, time to go on rides from this point on, and then I'll see the parade towards the end of whatever festival is gonna go away, So, but Paint the Night, I'm
Yeah.
excited to see the Incredible Float.
Yes.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
So was Festival
Nice.
of Fantasy your favorite?
For Walt Disney World.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
So VJ
I
had 3
know.
favorites.
Well,
in
one
this
for family,
And
one with you, and then that
If that
experience
was a
of the
different
60th
case, and I would have
was...
said some more stuff.
I know, right? BJ just making his own rules.
That's what I do.
Is cool.
so AJ, what's your favorite parade and why did you connect
Okay.
with it?
Again, I'll start with, I do have honorable mentions. I won't go over them, but I will say, I do love other
There's
parades.
15 of them.
I've created a comprehensive list. We're going to go. No, I'm just kidding. So anyway, I love the parades, and I do agree with VJ. I feel like if we've seen it a couple times, we can kind of skip it for the trip or, whichever, and go on rides or probably eat some food. So
Most likely it's eating.
yeah, let's be real. But my favorite also comes with a story. And so when I was younger, I was always into dance, and I was always like a cheerleader. So Don't judge me. Anyway, so I always wanted to be in the parade. And I thought that would be so much fun to actually be in a Disney parade because I grew up going to Disney and I always saw the dancers and they were amazing. So fast forward to 2012, I was in Walt Disney World for my college program and I was hanging out with a coworker and we were listening to the Dapper Dans on Main Street. And it was just a magical moment. If you know me, I love listening to the Dapper Dans. And my friend and I were swaying back and forth, and we were singing along. It was like they were singing just to us, right? And then they ended, and we were clapping. And this cast member comes over, and he's like, you girls are just so sweet and so adorable. How would you like to be the Grand Marshals in today's 3 o'clock parade? And we looked at each other. We were like, what? Like, where's Ashton Kutcher? Like, are we being punked? Like, this is so crazy. And yeah, we were the Grand Marshals in the Celebrated Dream Come True parade. And it was so cool. They said our names over the speaker. We got to ride in this awesome car. We waved to all of the guests. So we were the beginning of the parade.
Princess Wave, right?
Princess Wave, yes.
Princess Wave, okay.
Princess Wave, and they printed out a little sheet for Gavin's Wave. That needs to be a meme or something.
Yes.
That's a gift. Right?
We'll do
there
a
you go.
GIF of Gavin waving like a princess.
And they printed out a little, what was it? Like a
plaque.
Like,
A
it was
certificate?
like a certificate. Oh my gosh. I kept on wanting to think plaque, but yes. So they printed out a certificate for us. And it was just the most amazing, magical moment actually being part of a Disney parade. And that's
so cool.
one of my all-time favorite moments. And after that, I ran off the car and I ran over to Epcot to start my shift. And I was right before work, and I was not late. And it was just so magical.
Nice.
Something that you remember, the rest of your life. And we have pictures, and it's really, really cool.
And AJ didn't even have to dance.
I didn't have to I just had to
She
smile
just had
and
to
wave.
sit and wave.
Yeah,
And wave.
but we felt so special,
That's awesome.
This was, you said 2012?
Yeah,
So this was during the year of a million dreams that lasted for 2 years?
yeah.
Kind of like the 60th.
The official name of that campaign, by the way?
Yeah, it was Share a Dream Come True. That's when it started in
That's so
2001, that parade. Then it was renamed to Disney Dreams Come True Parade in 2006. And then finally in 2009, Celebrate a Dream Come True.
That is super cool. I mean, man, watching a parade and having it make you feel a certain way is cool. I mean, I know I certainly feel like that. But, man, being a Grand Marshal, dang, that is
Yeah, it was
epic.
It was so
AJ
cool.
wins.
That is
But I will say that parade was really special too, because it was, it was like, I felt like it was my home park at that time, even though Disneyland's my home park. But, I was living in Florida and just always going to Magic Kingdom, eating and watching that parade and going on rides. So it just, everything all together during that time and that parade just, gives me the feels.
nice.
So
Well, I mean, I hate to break this to you, but I have danced in a parade before at Disneyland. Actually, several.
Did they know about it?
Yeah, they do.
Is it right after the ropes and you're right
It's
behind
after
them?
the rope. I'm
oh my
usually
goodness.
trailing behind the rope. But
There you
I
go.
was in the
I
parade
have
too
danced.
then.
Yeah, I mean, I have danced in them. I look like a total
Dorks.
nerdball. But, I mean, I did it, and I can say that I've done it, and people have joined in. I started a conga line for one of them, which was pretty great.
Wow.
So, yeah, expect
epic.
that when you get here, Gavin. I hope you don't get embarrassed very easily because, yeah, that'll happen. My favorite is Paint the Night. Just like Melissa's and just like VJ's. Just for the same reason Melissa, stated her first reason is that I didn't really grow up with Main Street Electrical Parade. It's special to me for two reasons. Because I know that kids that grew up with MSEP as adults, when it came back, VJ, you touched on this. When it came back, I think it was very nostalgia driven. It wasn't because the parade is this epic parade. I think people feel that it's epic to them because they connected with it as children. And I'm sure that 20 years from now, when something comes around that's better than Paint the Night, like Hologram the Night or something like that,
Right.
I think the people that see that for the very first time, that never got a chance to experience Paint for the first time, are going to feel the same way about that. But if they brought back Paint and we saw it 20 years from now, we're going to be like, oh my God, that's like my parade. That's like the greatest one I've ever seen, because that's how we all talk. But, it's a rotation thing. You feel about parades, however it made you feel the first time you saw it. And for me, it was my first nighttime parade. And seeing my kid's face light up when they saw it for the first time. And it was a very familiar song to them because they did use a sample of Owl City's When Can I See You Again from Wreck-It Ralph. That was one of their favorite films at the time. Like, it's one of those movies that just plays on rotation at our house all the time. And they were very familiar with it. They knew the song. They liked it. It's a very catchy tune as well. The fact that they mixed that with pieces of Baroque hoedown. But yeah, that's my parade, man. That's why I connect with it. So if you guys have a favorite parade that we didn't mention, make sure to mention it in the blog post for the episode over at podketeers.com/200, or leave a comment in the Instagram post or Facebook posts. Tell us what your favorite parade is and tell us why you connected with it. We'd love to hear it, and we might even read your answer in an upcoming episode.
So, with the opening of Star Wars Land, do we think we're going to get a Star Wars parade?
Yes.
Because that could be pretty epic. I can imagine like ships and AT-AT
Lasers.
floats and like a TIE fighter float coming
Yeah.
down. That could be pretty awesome.
Yeah. That would be epic considering some of the tech that we talked about last year, where they were trying to do stuff with the drones and like the really large puppet things. The puppets are, they're very similar to what they're doing now in Paint the Night with Genie and Tigger and Lumiere. But what they haven't done is the tech with the drones for the fireworks show or
Right.
for parades. It might be the next step. Who knows?
Well, I'm thinking with the release of the mech suit from Pandora,
Oh, so good.
maybe they can use that technology for some Star Wars walkers.
Dude.
That would be amazing.
A bunch of AT-ATs just walking down Main Street.
Oh,
Yes, please.
Oh my gosh, it'd be so cool.
it actually would be really cool. And if they
Yes.
somehow figured out how to get the Millennium Falcon to fly over Disneyland, I'm just saying. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you guys see the video for the mech suit?
Yeah.
Yes.
What did you guys think about it? Because I feel like I'd need one.
Yeah, I do too.
If there was ever a way to find a way to get to the front of a line for a parade or a fireworks show, it is that mech suit.
They probably wouldn't get you through security if you had that.
Unless you had it in a nice little suitcase or a backpack and figured out a way to make it a transformer.
It's in a necklace like Black Panther's suit.
Oh, yes. Let's start using some of that nano-Wakandan technology to build this mech suit.
Yes, please.
Well, if that's the case, I'll just take the Hulkbuster. Forget about the mech suit.
Does it make
Nice.
sounds when it's walking? Because obviously it's stilts,
Yeah,
but does it
See it
sound
in
like...
the video, but I don't know.
I'm sure at some point it will. The entire idea behind the mech suit is that they want somebody there to be able to tell you the story of the Valley of Moara. And considering that the entire story behind Pandora is that you're on an expedition through the Alpha Centauri expedition company, ACE, they want somebody around to talk about the ecosystem and to tell you why you're there and why Pandora is so special. Why they need something that's 10 feet tall, to tell you about an ecosystem is a little daunting, I think, especially for children who are about 2 feet tall.
Right.
But it's so cool. I love the fact that Imagineering really continues the tradition that Walt Disney started of, if he can't do something, then he gets other people that are better at that stuff to help him with this technology, right? And
Right.
Imagineering has been working with a company called Lightstorm Entertainment to put this mech suit together. And man, the first time I saw it, I'm telling you, I want one. I just want to walk around the parks in one of these.
Then you can stand in front of Steve.
Seriously. It's the only way I could see over Steve. How would you feel, Steve, if I was standing right in front of you in that thing? Look, the mech suit is about 10 feet tall, but Steve was like 9.5. So he could get on his tippy toes and might be able to see over it. Who knows?
No, you put your two boys on your shoulders and then you own him.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, in your face, Steve. In your face.
Then he's gonna be that guy. Might as well have one of your sons hold an iPad while they're up there too.
You know what?
Right.
That's a great idea.
that
That'll
point,
really
he's
stick
gonna-
it to Steve.
He's going to be so high, it won't even really be bugging anyone.
People are
That's
just going to
funny.
look around and be like, this guy, and then just move around.
I wonder where that suit is, or where they're gonna be walking around. I know in Pandora, but what part? Because I know there's some parts in Pandora that's the floor is pretty slippery, and it's
interesting.
it's not just level, So
There's some stairs or bridges, things like that.
So I wonder if he's gonna be where the
Drummers.
food, like the Santuli canteen, and then where the exit of Flight of Passage. I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll see in August.
Yeah.
I'll just go on Google Maps. I'll check it out.
Oh gosh.
Guess we're going
I'll
to have
tell
to
you
go
where
back.
I think it might be. Yeah. Yeah, I guess you'll just have to go
So
back.
much envy.
Okay, guys, the time has officially come.
It's game time.
So here's the deal. A long time ago, in a kingdom far, far away, we did a trivia episode. And we had so much fun with that trivia episode. We talked about doing a new one with some of our new team members. And so what we're going to do is we're going to split them up. Melissa and Gavin will be one team, and AJ and BJ will be another team. And just a quick shout out to my wife Lynette, who helped put this Disney trivia together for us. She was able to help me find some really good questions.
Oh,
It's
no.
broken up
nervous.
into 4 sections. It's songs, movies, Disney and Disney family in general, and the parks. Okay. Some of them are fairly standard questions. Some of them will make your noggin spin. Okay?
Okay.
And the idea is each one has a point value of anywhere from 2 points to 10 points. And the team that has the most points at the end obviously will win. We're going to determine what the prize is later on. Hopefully when Gavin comes out next weekend, Melissa will have to do an IOU
Kitchen
if you guys
sink.
happen to win.
Kitchen
you
sink for the
know,
winners.
If it still
but
exists.
if you're in Hawaii and AJ and VJ win, then no IOU is needed. So we'll
When
we'll
we
figure
win.
it out at the end. So, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
So we're going to have 2 sounds so that you guys playing along that are listening will be able to distinguish between which team is ringing in to answer. So, do you guys have team names? Gavin and Melissa, did you guys figure out what your team name is going to be?
Yes.
So it is 999 pirates.
999 pirates.
We got the
Yes.
square
Nice.
covered.
There's only 2 of you.
I don't know why that name came to be. I don't think it's a mashup of anything I've ever heard before. So awesome.
Just a mesh of our 2 lives. Pirates and mansions.
So 999 Pirates is going to be team number 1. And
I'm gonna have to say for the judges, that's already they're cheating. They have 999. We're only Disney for 2. So
oh, you know what? Okay.
Oh,
So
is that the name?
so you guys will have to make
a little bit of a
997
handicap.
sit out. Okay,
Okay,
it'll
that's
just have to
fine.
be 2 pirates for the game.
Okay.
Okay.
2 pirates and a ghost host.
Yeah.
1 pirate, 1 ghost host. There you
One
go.
pirate, 1 ghost host.
Deal.
Should I even ask what team number 2's name is going to be?
You already know. winner.
We better win if all this talk.
Back where I comes from, them's fighting words. Okay, so we have 999 Pirates versus Disney for 2.
Yes.
Okay, so for team number 1, this is the sound you will hear whenever they buzz in. And for
funny.
team number 2, Disney for 2, whenever they ring in, this is the sound you will hear for them.
That's nice. I like that.
Ooh.
Kind of lame.
Well, I mean, just for that, I'm going to make yours a cow mooing.
Can we have a cowbell for ours? More cowbell, please.
Nice.
Cow mooing and a cowbell. Perfect.
Nice. So the rules of the game are hopefully simple. I'm going to read a question. The first team to buzz in will get an opportunity to answer that question. And if they are right, they will get the point value for that question. If they are wrong, the opposing team will have one opportunity to answer and steal those points. If they get it right, they get the point value. If they get it wrong, nobody gets the points for that question. Everybody cool on that?
Word.
Yep.
Fantastic. Let's get ready to trivia! Okay, so if you guys want to play along, just keep track of what your answers are, and then after you listen to the episode, post what your score was on Instagram, Facebook, or in the blog post for the episode over at podketeers.com/200. We want to know how many you guys ended up getting right. Without further ado, let's go to section 1, Disney songs. Question 1.
Okay.
Oh my.
In Lady and the Tramp, what is the name of the song playing while they are eating spaghetti? Melissa.
Bellanote.
Correct.
Yes.
2 points for team number 1. Question number 2. For 3 points, what movie is this song lyric from? To the Stars Beyond the Blue.
I'm just going to guess.
AJ?
Is that cool? I mean,
Yeah.
We don't lose anything, right?
Nope.
Peter Pan.
Correct.
Good job.
Oh, nice.
And that
Good
sounded
job.
like Peter
It
Pan.
sounded
but
like it, but then I was like, this is too easy. No.
Like I said, some of them are going to seem like they're too easy, but they will make you think a little bit.
Okay.
Trust
okay.
me.
Yeah.
Trust me, when Lynette was building this, she was reading some of the questions to me, and I was like, man, that's a good one. Like, she stumped me on some of these.
Oh, no.
Nice.
Good
Okay,
job,
so it was
Lynette.
really good. She did a great job with this.
Thank you, Lynette. Shout
Okay,
out.
so question 3 for 3 points. What movie are these lyrics from? When the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles away. AJ.
Toy Story.
Dang it.
Correct.
Dang it. That was a good one.
Just remember
right.
what your old pal said.
Boy, you got a friend in me.
Oh,
Yes,
then you have to
you
finish.
do.
You have to finish and sing the song too.
Oh, no. Don't be changing the rules.
Okay. For 5 points, question number 4. Name the movie that these lyrics are from. No words describe a mother's tears. No words heal a broken heart. No searching Google.
No, I'm not.
Gavin.
I'm going to guess on this
Nothing.
one, but I'm thinking that's from Dumbo.
That's what I
That's
was
what I was
saying.
going to guess.
That is incorrect.
Oh, dang it.
Disney for 2. Would you like to try to steal?
I was thinking. Can we talk at this point,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
I was thinking Tarzan.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, that's what I was thinking now,
I
too.
know, but I don't. I feel like I
Dang
know the
it.
lyrics, and I don't.
Say it.
We're gonna go final answer. Final answer. Tarzan.
For 5 points. Correct!
Nice.
Dang it.
Wait, which part was that? Can you sing it?
No, I cannot.
Oh, okay. I feel like I know
This
the
was
Which
lyrics.
song?
This was one of the ones that stumped me as well.
See, that's what I was thinking that, but I was
Yeah.
like, I
Is
heard
it
Phil Collins,
From You'll
but
Be
then
in My
That's
Heart?
what I was thinking. You'll be my
It is from Two Worlds, actually.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't that the name of this?
Makes sense.
It's
Okay.
from
Makes
Two
sense.
Worlds.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Here we go. This is the last question in the song section of our trivia game. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
For 5 points, name the movie that these lyrics are from. Drip, drip, drop, when the sky is cloudy, you come along with your pretty little song. Gavin?
For a moment.
I believe that's from Bambi.
Correct!
I was going to say that.
Good job. Good job.
Awesome. So after round 1, team number 1, 999 Pirates, has 7 points. And team number 2, Disney for 2, has 11.
7-Eleven.
Woo! Okay. You guys ready for
Cool.
round 2?
Yes.
How many rounds
Ready.
are there?
Yes.
4.
4.
4. Okay.
14.
4 rounds. Movies, round 2. Here we go. For 2 points, who was the first Disney princess? Melissa.
Snow White.
Correct. Question 2. For 3 points. What are the names of the parents in Peter Pan? Oh, AJ.
Mr. and Mrs. Darling.
Can you be more specific?
Mrs. Darling and John Darling.
I'm sorry,
I'll
but
take
that's
the
not
points
the
if
answer
they
we're
don't
looking
get it. It's
for.
okay.
999 Pirates, would you like to attempt the answer to that?
Can we get half a point if we get half the parents? Because I know the dad.
You need both to get all 3
No.
points.
Oh, God.
Samantha.
No.
Jeannie?
No.
Wendy.
I know the
Aladdin?
The dad is
Maybe
George.
just
Jasmine?
Din.
I know that.
Is it Tiffany, darling?
3 more.
No.
Sabrina.
3 seconds.
I have
Womp,
no-
womp, womp, womp.
I only remember is the dad.
What's the dad's name?
George.
Yes, you are correct on that. The answer is George and Mary Darling.
Man.
There we go. See.
It's okay.
Mr. and
It's,
Mrs.
trust
Darling,
me.
see?
You know what? If it makes you feel any better, when Lynette was going through these questions, I only got George as well. I could not remember the mother's
that's
name.
all I remember. Oh, yeah, because he comes back to her and tells her, Mary, da-da-da. Dang it.
Ah, it's
I need
okay.
more coffee.
It's okay.
Either of those names.
It's okay. Sports, armchair quarterbacking. Here we go. Question number 3. 5 points. What time does the royal ball start in Cinderella? Anyone?
Wow.
VJ.
I would say 7 p.m.
Oh, I'm sorry, that is incorrect.
Dang it.
Team number 1, would you
We're
like
just
to
guessing.
crack
We're
at
just
this
totally
one?
guessing.
Any idea?
I'm guessing 10, but I don't remember.
Is that your final
A
answer?
2-hour ball.
No.
It would have
No.
to
Hey,
be earlier
you guys
than
already
that.
answered.
You
It
don't
would have to
help
be earlier
them.
than
Shush,
that.
shush.
I say we
Late
go
party.
earlier than them. I say it's more like 6.
You want to say 6 then?
I think 6.
Okay, we're going to say 6.
We're going with 6.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Was it
it's
10?
10.
It's 10, huh?
The ball started at 8
9.
p.m.
8.
Okay,
I,
4
All right.
hours.
good to know.
She had.
So, just for you guys, just for the record, I thought it was 7 p.m. too.
that's what we, I don't know. We just thought that.
Okay.
Wow,
It
that
seems-
is trivial.
It seems like a ball type
What movie,
hour
though?
to
Which,
start, right?
Which one?
Cinderella.
Like the live action or?
No,
He
no, they're
specifically
all
said no
animated.
live
That's right.
action.
No live action,
Okay.
animated. Yeah. Okay. This one, I thought was a great question,
We're not going to get it.
and it kind of got me too. Okay. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
there's technically 2 versions of this one, so I will accept either version of this answer. For 5 points, what is the name of Donald Duck's sister, also the mother of Huey, Dewey, and Louie?
Oh snap!
Babe, you should
I
know
should
this.
know this.
Whoa.
I'm thinking DuckTales. Oh, she's in it. Oh, I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Fauntleroy.
No.
I feel like it's
Okay.
Cordelia. I feel like it's something like that, like an old school name.
That is incorrect. I'm
I know,
sorry.
I know it's incorrect. I thought I'd just guess.
999 Pirates, would
Good
you
guess.
like to take a stab at it?
I got nothing.
Might as well say something.
Gosh, I'm so kicking myself because I can't remember.
I feel like I know this.
Is it Tiffany Duck?
That is not correct.
You like Tiffany?
No.
So this one totally got me too, guys.
What does it start with?
A D.
Delilah.
Tiffany.
Della Duck.
That's it. Delilah.
No.
Also,
Wow.
when
Yeah,
she
there
was
we
first
go.
introduced way back in the day, her original name was Dumbella.
Mm.
So either
Cordelia,
Dumbella or
Dumbella,
Della Duck would have
same-
been
same thing.
acceptable.
Why
So
that name? Poor
I
thing.
know.
I
It's
know.
kind of sad.
it was a hard question, guys. It's a 5-pointer, man.
was.
That was a great question. She totally had me stumped when I got
Ouch.
that one. So, okay, this is another really great question. It is the last one for round 2 in our movies section for 5 points. In Toy Story, what game does Slinky Dog play? Gavin.
He plays checkers.
Correct.
Oh my God. You are awesome.
I was gonna say dominoes because I
You
could
are
see
awesome.
in my head
was
him like
running
moving
through all
the
the scenes,
pieces,
yeah.
but I couldn't think of actually what it was. Dang,
I
that
was
was
doing
good.
the same
Good
thing.
job. Good job.
That was a great one. Good
job.
job, Gavin.
So we have a barn burner. What's the score now?
Okay, so in round 2, with a total of 7 points, Team 1 has taken that round. I'm not going to give you a total yet, but in this round, Team 1 got 7 points.
Ooh, okay.
How many answers did you
okay.
answer?
Just 2.
Like all of them,
There's
basically.
a 2-pointer a 2-pointer and a 5-pointer.
What was the first one?
Okay,
Interesting.
the next section has to do with Walt Disney and his family.
Oh.
Okay, this
snap.
gets a little
Okay.
nerdier,
Crap.
and
I'm already anxious.
there was a good chunk of these that even got me. Okay, again, not a historian, but I play one on a podcast. Okay, so here we go. For 3
14.
points, what are the names of Walt Disney's brothers?
Why does it have to be plural?
I know.
I know it's not Tiffany.
Oh my God.
No, anybody want to take any guesses? I can tell you now, you're right. It's not Tiffany.
Oh, man.
Dang it.
Nobody?
I didn't know if it was a boy
No.
named Sue kind of
Okay.
situation.
So Walt Disney's brothers were Roy, Ray, and Herb.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll be totally honest. I thought he only had the one brother. I had no idea.
Same.
I honestly did. I didn't know he had other brothers.
I knew of 2. I had no idea who Herb was.
Yeah, I was gonna say Herb. I've never heard of.
Yeah, never heard of
That's
that dude.
sad.
Man.
So,
Because after hearing the biography of the book, it's like, what?
yeah,
Wow.
it was a stumper. It was a good
So does that
question.
mean there's still the Disney
Dang.
name running around out there right now?
There
It
is.
could be,
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Could be.
Could be. I don't know if they're getting a cut of that sweet, sweet Disney money.
Sweet.
Probably not. That's why we never heard of them.
That's probably, yeah. There you go.
No, really, my name really is Disney.
Sure, your name is Disney.
Right, kid.
Okay, so here we go. Question number 2. This is also worth 3 points.
Man.
How did Roy propose to his wife? Using what communication method?
Can you give us the year?
Well, you know around what time it was.
Jeez.
Between 1900 and 1950.
I'm going to guess
Oh,
Gavin.
Gavin.
Go ahead, Gavin.
He did it via telegraph.
Correct.
Really?
That's what I had too. Good job.
It was with a telegram. Yeah. I mean, you kind of just think of the communication styles that were around during the time that, they were growing up.
Yeah.
So it was really a process of elimination.
I was gonna say an animator wrote "Will you marry me" and drew something.
Oh,
That would be cool.
that would be sweet.
I had no idea what the answer to this one was. I was like, I don't know. He wrote it in the sky. Hired a skywriter. Hired the Rocketeer to
It was that
go around
era,
the
right?
sky.
That time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you could have.
Okay. So question number 3. Also, fairly difficult, I thought. For 4 points, what year did Walt marry Lillian?
Wait,
VJ.
19. Wait,
Yeah, you're right so
or
far.
1925.
Correct!
Yes. Yes, because their 30th
Okay.
anniversary was done in the Golden Horseshoe.
Yep.
Boom! Right
Good
before
job.
Disneyland opened.
Yes!
Nice.
Correct!
Yeah.
That's what I did. I was like,
that's
wait,
awesome.
it was Golden Horseshoe. I could look at the RSVP. It's the
Everyone's like
30th
doing the
anniversary.
math.
Because I was confused. It was either the 30th or
fantastic.
35th, and I was like, oh,
You could
man.
see the chipmunk on the wheel running in DJ's head for that one. Like, it was
job,
Chip
babe, good
running
job.
at high speed, and
sweating.
Dale's like, let me jump in and help
Are
you.
sweaty.
That's all your deodorant.
That was like the ultimate Disney fan, like concentration effort right there. That
It was
amazing.
amazing. Good job, dude. Good job. Okay.
I love it.
So question number 4. Also, this one is worth 5 points.
Got this.
Who was Walt's favorite princess? Melissa.
Cinderella.
Correct.
Wow, nice.
This one is a favorite of all Disney fans. For 5 points. What was Walt Disney's favorite song? Melissa.
I
Feed the
knew
birds.
that.
Yeah,
I knew
it
that.
Correct.
was Mary Poppins.
Correct.
Just a little slow, okay?
And I didn't breathe in between. I just waited for the question to finish.
That's why
that was,
at the end of every Walk in Walt's Footsteps tour, they play that song and everybody cries.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you done
no.
that?
Oh my gosh. I've done it 4 times,
Oh.
and every single time, everybody, including the tour guide, cries.
Oh
It's
my
the
god.
best.
We still need to do that.
Oh, it's so worth it. You totally should do it.
I can understand that. Every time I hear that song, I get pretty choked up just
It's
thinking about it.
so great. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so at the end of round 3, this was an intense round, guys. We
Yeah.
have team number 1 adding an additional 13 points to their score.
Dang.
And team number 2 adding an
5.
additional 4 points to their score.
That was only a 4-point question. I
Dang, that
answered.
should have been a 5er. Come on.
That was
That
at least
was
a
a good
7 or
one.
8, right?
That was a good one.
You guys can make it up in round 4 because this is all about the parks.
Is it gonna be like Jimmy Fallon's games where at the last question is gonna be worth $1 million? So it's anybody's game.
Yes. Yes, it is.
It
Okay,
is?
Parks question.
It's,
Let's
it's
go.
not at all.
Oh, okay.
It's not at all.
Like, great.
So this is the
Okay.
final round.
This is the final round.
Already?
Jeez.
This is the final round. 5 questions. Okay? Here we go. This is actually a 2-part question. If you can tell me the first answer, you get 2 points. And if you can name them as part of the second part of that question, you get an additional 3 points. So you can get a total of 5 points for this one.
Holy moly.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys are all making faces, but trust me, once you hear the question, I'm gonna see hands shooting up here.
I'm not making
Okay.
faces.
I'm
I'm,
gonna-
locked in.
I'm gonna start hearing all them buzzers going off. All right, here we go. Including Main Street, how many stops does this Disneyland Railroad make? AJ.
It makes... So, Main Street... Well, you're talking about Disneyland?
Disneyland.
Okay. Just making sure. So, Main Street, New Orleans Square, Toontown, and Tomorrowland. It makes 4 stops.
Nice.
Yay!
Correct.
Nice.
Nice.
So 5 points
I know.
for Disney for
Jeez.
2. Question number 2. For 2 points, what does Epcot stand for? AJ.
Oh, well, okay.
Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow.
Correct.
Man.
Okay, so this one had me stumped. Okay, this was I thought
Celebration
this was a very
Florida.
good question. Oh, that is incorrect.
We could take away that 1 point.
That is incorrect. We were looking for the boonies.
That's funny.
Okay, so question number 3 for 5 points. How many languages are featured at the end of It's a Small World in the final room? VJ.
I'm gonna say 5.
That is incorrect.
Dang
It was a good guess. It was a good
Okay.
guess.
So, Gavin, if I were to guess,
Mm-hmm.
I would say 7. But I'm not sure.
I was
And I
going to
wanna
go
say there's
higher.
more
I was
than
going to
that.
go higher than that. I was going to say like a dozen. Let's split the difference. Let's go 9.
Okay.
We're going to go 9.
Final answer?
Sure.
That is incorrect.
Was it
Okay.
7?
If you say it's 12, I might be kicking
It's
myself.
4,
Was
it's
it
4 or
7?
6.
There was 12.
12.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. There's actually not 12. There are
Oh.
22 languages
the
featured
fuck?
in the
Really?
final room of
That,
It's a Small
that
World.
did
those
run through my
postcards?
mind.
Yeah,
Those
there
are
are
22 different postcards?
Wow.
different
Wow.
languages featured.
I always see
That's awesome.
Australia, United
It's
States,
so funny.
Japan. I think Hawaii is one of. I don't know. Anyway,
It's funny,
Dang.
when I was thinking about how many I did this, I had the same process in my head that you guys did. I'm thinking about the big banners, the big postcards, and I'm thinking like 1, 2, okay, 3, and then there's that sign, and then there's like somewhere between 5 and 7 maybe. And then she read the answer to me, and we were like looking into it. I was like, what? There are 22? It blew me away. Blew me away.
That's awesome.
I just started
Crazy.
trying to think of the signs, but then I started thinking about how many languages are said.
Right.
yeah. See, that's what I
And the
was thinking.
attraction,
Was,
I'm like,
That's why I was thinking
I thought
too.
it was
there's gotta be
German,
more than that.
Japanese, Spanish, English. I was like, geez.
Man, that was a great question. I love that one.
Dang.
Okay, so
22. Wow.
question 4 for 3 points. What year did DCA open? VJ.
2001.
Correct.
Perfect.
That delay is really kicking in on my
Oh.
end.
I know about that
How is it
delay.
delayed when you're in the future, Gavin?
Oh, dang it. Good point. Yeah,
You know
wow.
what?
Hazen.
You know what?
Hazen,
I love that
answered
answer.
that 2 hours
Points.
ago.
I love that answer. Points.
That's awesome.
Okay. Final question
5 points?
in round 4. For 10 points. This is it, guys. For 10 points. Name all of the opening day Disneyland attractions that still exist.
I'm gonna go for it.
Melissa.
I'm gonna go for it.
Okay.
Jungle Cruise, Peter Pan, Dumbo. Oh, I mentioned
Sorry.
one wrong one. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We're going to go
That is
for it.
wrong.
Sorry, Gavin.
Right.
My bad.
No, you're good. If they make a guess and they're wrong, can I make a guess?
No,
Yes.
it's over.
You
Yes.
won't get the points, but you could
Okay,
make a guess.
But just for kicks, can I?
on Route 66.
Yeah, dude.
All right, Disney for 2. Do you guys want to try to steal the points on that one?
I mean, might as well.
Right? Okay. What are your thoughts?
Small World is not.
I really want to answer
Yeah.
this one so badly.
And you'll get a chance to.
Okay, that's fine. Points or no points, I want
Yeah.
to go at it.
Okay. Disney for 2. I'm going to need an answer.
Any moment.
No.
5 seconds to start listing.
Say
Okay,
just
Jungle Cruise.
Okay.
teacups.
Okay.
Dumbo.
Dumbo. That was incorrect.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Really? What was the one that was?
Was it the
it
carousel?
wasn't there.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's where
I
messed
the
up.
Chicken of the Sea was. Okay.
Oh. Yeah.
So, just for funs,
Gavin.
Okay, Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin. JK.
so far so good.
Grizzly River Run.
JK. Okay, Disneyland Railroad.
Okay.
Jungle Cruise. The Mark Twain Riverboat. The Teacups. Fantasyland's the hardest one, I think. So I'm going Peter Pan and Snow White and Mr. Toad and the Storybook Land Canal Boats.
Whoa.
A lot of people are screaming at us right now.
I feel like I'm missing one more, but I'm pretty... I feel like that's about it.
Jingles.
What?
Jingles.
Jingle
What?
bell,
Jingles.
jingle bell, jingle.
Jingles.
Oh, the carousel. The carousel. You're right. The carousel. I forgot the carousel. Dang it. That was pretty close, though, right? Pretty close?
I think
Yeah.
you did a great job. So the other two things that existed on opening day were the Main Street Cinema and
See,
Autopia.
is that really considered an attraction though?
Autopia.
Yes, it is.
considered
I
an
mean, it is,
attraction.
but it's really not.
I knew there was a... Well, see, and I didn't include any of the Main Street vehicles either, which some of those were available.
Honestly, if you had not mentioned the Main Street Cinema or the vehicles, I wouldn't have counted it against you.
You said Autopia,
I
right?
think- Yeah,
Okay.
Autopia was the other one that I mentioned, but Dumbo is one of the ones that confuses a lot of people because it was under
Yes.
construction when
Yeah.
the park opened, but it technically didn't open until 3 months after the
Right,
opening
right.
day ceremonies happened. So that was a great question.
That was
It
awesome.
was.
I liked that one.
It was a great question.
So now lightning round.
Lightning round. Okay. Name the highway that... Oh, no, you didn't mean actual lightning, right? Okay, so let me start adding up some points here. Let me see where we stand. So team number 1 has a total of... Let me see. 2 and 5.
Carry the
and
one.
1 has carry the 1. Subtract 20. And
Good job, guys. Good job.
3 and
Yeah, you guys
It
do.
wasn't easy.
I feel like you guys won round 1 and 4, and we run round 2 and 3. So it's up in the air.
No,
Yeah.
you guys answered more of the higher scored
Yeah.
ones. Even though
Maybe, I don't
30
know.
years was only 3 points, but
That
you know.
was a really hard question. We need to
People
talk
don't
to
forget.
Lynette about that one.
All right, guys. So, are you ready to hear who the winner of our Disney trivia game is?
I'm so nervous.
Sure.
First of all, I think that some of the questions were very difficult. A lot of them stumped me. I think you all did an amazing job. I don't know what the listeners got, what their scores were. So we're going to announce our winner. Here we go. After these messages. This episode of Podketeers is brought to you with help from our podcast, Fairy Godparents, or as they like to call themselves, the FGP Squad. If you're new to the podcast, our Fairy Godparents are listeners just like you that help us out via Patreon monthly. And if you're interested in helping us out as well, you can become part of the FGP Squad for as little as $1 a month. But if you sign up for a contribution of at least $5 per month, you will also get the exclusive Fairy Godparent button as a thank you for your support. For more information and a link to sign up, just head on over to podketeers.com/FGP. This episode is also brought to you by our friends over at Amazon. The next time you think to yourself, wow, I need to purchase this particular item, consider starting off that journey at podketeers.com/Amazon. On that page, you'll find a large Amazon button that when you click it will take you over to Amazon using our special link. And anything that you purchase during that trip may earn us a small commission from that purchase. It's a great way to support the podcast with only a few extra clicks. And if you're already using our link, we thank you for your additional support. And now, back to our program. And we're back! All right, guys, here we go. With a total. Do you guys want to hear both totals, or do you want me to just announce the winner?
We know they won, so just announce them as the winners.
I know, right?
Our runners-up.
Good
It's a
lord.
two-person race.
With a total of 25 points.
Wow.
Disney for 2.
Yay.
We won!
With a total of 27 points.
No way.
999
2 points.
Pirates. It was a 2-point difference.
I thought it was closer than you thought.
protesting that question.
Hey, we gave you a
Should've
point.
been way more.
2-point
We
difference.
gave you a point. You were given a
No,
point.
you didn't.
I didn't
you give
include that
it.
extra point.
Oh.
That's amazing.
I didn't include the extra
okay.
point because
We know who
then
really
it would
won.
have started, epic problems.
Oh,
But
man.
I'll tell you what, I think you all did amazing, and you all get double tree cookies.
Sweet.
You heard it. You heard it.
So good.
Dang.
So
right,
again,
so
if you guys,
I'm gonna start a petition that 30 years is a harder question than first.
Yeah.
I would tend to agree. But this is the birth of an amazing rivalry, so we should have like a
now we're
rematch at
rivals?
some
Oh,
point.
okay.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
trivia
All
rivals.
Okay.
Just trivia rivals.
sports.
We should
That was
have
a good
a
game. That
we
was
should
a
have a
good game.
rematch.
Congratulations.
If you guys were playing along, again, make sure to add your score in the blog post for the episode over at podketeers.com/200 in the Instagram or the Facebook posts. Tell us what you guys thought. If you guys want to sign VJ's petition, I don't know if there's going to be an official one, but you know what? Leave a comment and
it's
maybe
official.
we'll give VJ an extra point or two. 2 extra
doesn't
points
matter.
would
Still
make
doesn't
you
matter.
guys
They
tie,
win.
but you all won cookies. You guys are all getting free cookies out of this. You guys all did amazing. So thank you for joining us for Disney Trivia. So
I'm so
So that's
hungry.
going to wrap it up for this special extended episode 200, guys, of Podketeers. I'm so very happy. I'm glad to be doing this with you guys. So cheers to another 200 and counting. It's one of those milestones that, a lot of podcasts reach very quickly because, they release several episodes a week. We do it once a week, every Wednesday, new episode of Podketeers. If you know somebody that might enjoy the podcast, steal their phone, subscribe them to the podcast, and tell them how to listen. That's the best way, to get people to subscribe. Just take their phone, subscribe them to the podcast. Take them to
Virtual clink.
podketeers.com. Yeah, virtual clink. So, until next week, here is to beers, cheers, and Mickey ears. Have a fantastic week, everyone.
Adios.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And go 999 pirates.
Yes.
Disney
They
for
had-
2 or the real winners.
997 extra help. Ghost help. That's fine. Congratulations, guys.
We're really happy
Thank
for you.
you.
We really, really are.
You have a magical day.